Alright, we're back today. We're doing engine assembly at McVeigh, and hopefully everything goes well. We're going to go ahead and start putting the crankshaft in it. We'll put the rear main seal in it, put the main caps on, torque them down, and we'll start putting piston rings on. Once we get the rings on all the pistons, we'll start sliding the pistons in, and we should have a short block by the end of the day. At this point, I started sliding all the main bearings back in the caps. I was careful to make sure that each bearing goes back in its correct place.
Is that cordless? That cordless drill that we had? You know what I mean? That cordless. There it is.
Over there.
With the cookies or
Cupcakes and cupcakes.
cupcakes? You a cupcake maker?
No, they accidentally fell over though, so the icing's all over. I tried.
That's right, isn't it, Bob? The seal.
Yeah.
Part towards the inside.
Yeah, the biggest lip towards facing that way.
Yeah.
Now I usually take
A little bit, put it on the corners.
Yeah, but I'd take a razor blade and take that off. See the dirt?
Okay.
Old silicone there. But this flange sealer is what they call anaerobic sealer. The stuff in the blue tube. This stuff here, when they call it anaerobic, it doesn't take up any space. You know what I mean? Like it's in a machine, two machine surfaces. It doesn't provide a high spot or whatever.
Gotcha.
So but same thing you put on when you use silicone. Just put a drop of this stuff on there.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a drop of it there and there. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Before putting the crank in, I put some assembly lubricant all over the main bearings. I put all the main caps on, and before I tighten them down, I put ARP assembly lubricant on all the bolts.
Keeps that notch keeps the ring from turning around and around.
Got it. So the dimple goes down?
Down, yeah.
Okay.
So then it locks in between here.
Okay. Works. And then the oil ring, and then
Yeah. What I usually do,
another oil ring.
and this is just my way I do it, and it isn't no preference, is I normally take and put, to try to keep track of where this end is all the time, I usually put it over here, just so then I know where it's at, and these are a bitch. You know, after you put that in, it's going to take that groove up, and then I put the other one here and here. You know, top and low. And then I usually put the top
So
ring.
not all in a line.
Yeah, but I usually kind of make it a third, and then the two top ones I usually put in one on top and one on bottom, either way.
Okay.
When I go to slide it in. And I mean, there's no. It's just
Right or
like you
wrong.
try to pick a way to do it so it doesn't. Well, I was going to.
I wrestled with piston rings for about an hour. I eventually got them all on the pistons. The hardest part for me was getting the oil rings on. The oil rings are really small and they're really thin, and you got to be really careful not to damage them. Getting them in there without knocking the expander out was the hardest part for me. But I eventually got better at it as I went.
So, how's it going?
So, putting rings on pistons is pretty hard. At least it is for me, doing it my first time by myself. But we're getting it. We got the first one done. I'm gonna go ahead and work on the other 7. before I go ahead and start putting them in there. I want them to be all done and then I'll start putting them in. Once I got all the rings on the pistons, I started putting them in the block. Very carefully, I used the ring compressor tool, which is a one-size-fits-all type deal. It's really important that you do this carefully so you don't damage any of the piston rings. They don't send you any extras. A couple times I had a ring get caught on the deck surface. Usually it's the top ring. When that happens, you just gotta be patient and start over. As I started turning the motor over, by the time I got to about the 6th piston, I started noticing there was an issue. Alright guys, some bad news here. I was putting this thing together. I've got all 8 pistons in it. And when I got done, I checked the piston to deck height, and we're down in the hole 175 thousandths on all of them. So the pistons that we ordered them last June. It's been a long time. I can't remember who it was that ordered them. I don't know if it was me or my dad. I think it was my dad, but he says he ordered them correctly. Anyways, there was a mess up of some sort. And obviously, I'm running a 375 stroke crank and a 5.7 rod in this thing. And I don't know if the pistons were made for a 6-inch rod or a 3.875 stroke crank. It's probably made for a 3.875 stroke crank or a 3.85 stroke crank. And obviously there was a mess up, and I did the compression check on it, and it's 8.7 to 1 the way it is, and the way it was before was 8.2 to 1. We were hoping at 0 deck height to be about 12.5 to 1. I'm at a crossroads here because I've been working on this thing. I've been slaving on it the last 2 or 3 days, and I really need to get back to work on my Nova here soon. This engine's going to come out probably by late spring, early summer, because I'm putting an 18-degree motor in it. I haven't talked about that yet, but it's going to come out anyways, and I'm on the fence about if we can't get pistons relatively quickly. I'm thinking about just running it the way it is at 8.7 to 1 and just going and street racing with it and turning the boost up a little bit to make up for the static compression loss. It sucks that we're at this point, and you know, I've been working really hard on this thing, and it all has to come back apart. And I have to take the pistons off the rods, take all the spiral locks out, take all the rings off, put put them on the new pistons when they come in. Maybe even have to rebalance the crankshaft if the piston weight is different, which it probably would be. Got a tough decision to make. I guess we'll call Wiseco tomorrow and see how quickly we can get a set of pistons. If we can't get them within the next few days, then I don't know what to do, because I'm hoping to have this truck at a street race in a couple weeks. And I'm hoping to take the Falcon and the truck street racing here soon. It just sucks. I can't believe these pistons are wrong after all the work I've put in. It sucks so bad. And they've been on the shelf for, hell, since last June. So, I mean, it's been so long since we ordered them, and we had no idea this whole time. So, got some decisions to make. That's gonna end it for this video. I'll let you guys know my decision as soon as I find out from Wiseco what we can do. So it's gonna end this video, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. We'll see you next time.